Dubai is one of the most astonishing places on Earth, not just because of its luxury, its record-breaking skyscrapers, or its futuristic image, but because of where it stands. This city rose from the middle of a harsh desert, in a region where survival once depended on endurance, trade, and the sea. Today, people know Dubai as a symbol of wealth, ambition, and excess. They imagine supercars racing down wide highways, artificial islands stretching into the Persian Gulf, enormous shopping malls, and buildings so tall they seem almost unreal. The city often looks like something taken directly from a science fiction movie. But the version of Dubai that the world sees today is incredibly recent. Just a few generations ago, this was not a global metropolis attracting millions of tourists and investors every year. It was a small and quiet settlement, shaped by heat, sand, and uncertainty. There were no glass towers, no luxury resorts, and no massive international airports. Life here was simple and often difficult. Families lived close to the water, fishermen worked along the coast, merchants traded goods across the Gulf, and pearl divers risked their lives searching for one of the region's most valuable treasures hidden beneath the sea. That is what makes Dubai so fascinating. It is not simply a rich city, it is one of the most dramatic transformations in modern history, a place that rose from the desert and reinvented itself faster than almost anywhere else on Earth.
Long before Dubai became a global symbol of luxury and ambition, it was a small settlement built around one of the most important natural features in the region, Dubai Creek. This narrow saltwater inlet cut through the desert landscape and provided something extremely valuable in an otherwise unforgiving environment: access to trade. For centuries, the creek served as the heart of the community, where wooden dhows, the traditional boats of the Arabian Gulf, would arrive carrying goods, merchants, and stories from distant lands. In the early 19th century, the population of Dubai was very small, consisting mostly of fishermen, traders, and pearl divers. Families lived in simple homes built from coral stone, palm wood, and mud, materials that could survive the intense desert heat. Life was modest and often unpredictable. The desert climate was harsh, resources were limited, and survival depended heavily on cooperation within the community. Trade slowly began to shape the identity of the town. Because of its strategic location between Africa, Persia, India, and the Arabian Peninsula, Dubai gradually became a small but active trading port. Merchants transported spices, textiles, pearls, and other valuable goods across the Gulf. Markets formed near the creek, where traders negotiated deals and exchanged products from different parts of the world. Although it was still a quiet desert settlement, the seeds of something larger were already being planted. Dubai was beginning to develop a reputation as a place open to commerce, opportunity, and new arrivals, a characteristic that would eventually define the city's future in ways few could have imagined at the time.
For much of its early history, the economy of Dubai depended almost entirely on one industry: pearl diving. Long before oil was discovered in the region, the waters of the Arabian Gulf were famous for producing some of the finest natural pearls in the world. These pearls were highly valued across Europe, India, and Persia, making them one of the most important luxury goods traded in the region. For the people of Dubai, the sea became both a source of opportunity and a place of incredible danger. Every year during the diving season, fleets of wooden dhows would leave the coast before sunrise, carrying crews of divers and sailors into the open waters of the Gulf. The work was exhausting and risky. Divers had no oxygen tanks or modern equipment. Instead, they tied a small stone weight to their feet to descend quickly to the seabed, while a rope connected them to the boat above. With only a nose clip and a small basket for collecting oysters, they would plunge into the dark water, searching for shells that might contain a pearl. Each dive lasted little more than a minute or two, but divers repeated this process dozens of times every day. The pressure on their bodies was intense, and many suffered long-term injuries from the demanding work. Sharks and other dangers in the water added even more risk to an already difficult job. Yet the possibility of finding a valuable pearl kept the industry alive for generations.
During its peak years, pearl diving brought wealth to merchants and sustained entire communities across the Gulf. For Dubai, it was the foundation of its earliest economy and the first step toward becoming a center of trade and opportunity. For many years, the pearl industry sustained Dubai and much of the Arabian Gulf. Entire communities depended on the seasonal rhythm of the sea. Merchants financed the expeditions, captains guided the boats, and divers risked their lives searching for oysters that might contain a valuable pearl. During successful seasons, the markets near Dubai Creek became busy and vibrant. Traders from different regions arrived to purchase pearls that would eventually be sold in major markets across Europe, India, and beyond. But this fragile economy depended on factors that were impossible to control. The price of pearls could fluctuate dramatically, and a poor diving season could leave entire crews in debt. Divers were often paid only after the pearls were sold, which meant months of exhausting work with no guarantee of reward. Many families lived under constant financial pressure, hoping that the next season would bring better luck. Then, in the early 20th century, the entire industry faced an unexpected and devastating challenge. In Japan, a new innovation began to change the global pearl market forever. Scientists had developed a method for cultivating pearls artificially inside oysters. These cultured pearls looked nearly identical to natural pearls, but they could be produced much faster and in far greater quantities. When cultured pearls entered international markets, prices for natural pearls collapsed. What had once been one of the Gulf's most valuable exports suddenly lost much of its value. For Dubai and many other coastal communities, the consequences were severe. The industry that had supported generations began to disappear, leaving the region searching for a new path forward.
By the 1940s and 1950s, Dubai faced a difficult reality. The pearl industry that had once sustained the region had largely collapsed, and the town's economy was struggling to survive. Many families who had depended on pearl diving for generations suddenly found themselves without a stable source of income. Trade through Dubai Creek continued, but it was not enough to create real prosperity. For a time, the future of the settlement remained uncertain. Across the Arabian Gulf, however, something extraordinary was beginning to happen. In neighboring territories, geologists had started to discover vast reserves of oil buried beneath the desert. These discoveries transformed entire economies almost overnight. Cities that had once been small and quiet suddenly became centers of global energy production. Dubai watched these changes carefully. While nearby regions were rapidly growing wealthy from oil exports, Dubai had not yet made a major discovery of its own. For several years, exploration teams searched the desert and offshore waters, hoping to find similar reserves. The possibility of oil created both excitement and pressure because leaders in the region understood that such a discovery could change everything. Finally, in 1966, that moment arrived. Oil was discovered in the offshore Fateh field, located in the waters of the Persian Gulf. The discovery was not as massive as some of the neighboring oil reserves in the region, but it was enough to completely alter Dubai's future. For the first time in its history, Dubai had access to a powerful new source of revenue, and the leaders of the city would soon make a decision that would shape its destiny for generations. At the moment oil was discovered, Dubai was led by a man whose vision would permanently shape the future of the city, Sheikh Rashid bin Zayed Al Maktoum. Unlike many leaders in oil-rich regions, Sheikh Rashid understood something crucial. He knew that oil alone could not guarantee long-term prosperity. The reserves in Dubai were relatively small compared to those of neighboring Emirates, and one day they would inevitably run out. Instead of relying entirely on oil wealth, Sheikh Rashid chose a different strategy. He decided to use the new oil revenue as a tool to build something much bigger, a modern city designed for trade, business, and global connections. His goal was not simply to make Dubai rich in the short term, but to transform it into an international hub that could survive long after the oil was gone. One of his earliest and most important decisions involved expanding Dubai Creek. For centuries, the creek had been the center of trade in the region, but larger ships could not easily navigate its shallow waters. Many advisors warned that deepening the creek would be too expensive and too risky. Some even believed the project might fail completely. Sheikh Rashid ignored the criticism and pushed forward with the project anyway. The creek was dredged and widened, allowing much larger ships to enter the port. This decision immediately strengthened Dubai's position as a trading center in the Gulf. It was a bold gamble, but it worked. The expanded creek attracted more merchants, more ships, and more commerce, and it marked the beginning of Dubai's transformation from a modest trading town into a rapidly growing international city.
During the 1970s, the transformation of Dubai began to accelerate at a remarkable pace. With oil revenues starting to flow into the economy, Sheikh Rashid focused on building the infrastructure that would allow the city to grow far beyond its modest beginnings. Roads were expanded, ports were improved, and new construction projects started to reshape the skyline of the once quiet desert town. One of the most important developments was the creation of Port Rashid, which opened in 1972. At the time, it was one of the largest and most modern ports in the region. Massive cargo ships could now dock in Dubai, bringing goods from across the world and exporting products to international markets. The port quickly became a vital gateway for trade in the Gulf. But Dubai's ambitions did not stop there. In 1979, another massive project was completed, the Jebel Ali port. Even larger than Port Rashid, Jebel Ali would eventually become the biggest man-made harbor in the world. Surrounding the port, the government established the Jebel Ali Free Zone, an area where foreign companies could operate with fewer restrictions and attractive tax benefits. This decision would prove to be revolutionary. Businesses from Europe, Asia, and North America began opening offices and warehouses in Dubai. The city was positioning itself as a global center for logistics and international trade. At the same time, the population began to grow rapidly. Workers, engineers, merchants, and entrepreneurs from many different countries arrived in search of opportunity. Dubai was no longer just a regional port. It was becoming an international crossroads where cultures, ideas, and commerce met in the middle of the desert. As Dubai entered the 1980s and 1990s, the city continued expanding with extraordinary speed. What made Dubai different from many other rapidly growing cities was the boldness of its leadership. Instead of growing slowly and cautiously, the rulers of Dubai chose to think on a much larger scale. They believed that if the city wanted to stand out in the world, it had to build projects that would capture global attention. One of the most important steps in this strategy was the expansion of Dubai International Airport. Originally a modest airstrip in the desert, the airport began transforming into a major global aviation hub. New terminals were constructed, runways were extended, and the infrastructure was designed to handle millions of passengers each year. The goal was clear. Dubai wanted to become a central connection point between Europe, Asia, and Africa. At the same time, the government continued encouraging foreign investment. Unlike many countries in the region, Dubai created policies that made it easier for international companies to establish operations there. The city welcomed entrepreneurs, investors, and professionals from all over the world. Another crucial development came in 1985 with the creation of Emirates Airline. At the time, launching an international airline based in Dubai seemed like an ambitious gamble, but the airline grew quickly, connecting the city to major destinations across the globe. With each new route, Dubai became more accessible. Travelers who had never heard of the city before were suddenly passing through its airport. Business opportunities multiplied, tourism began to grow, and Dubai started gaining recognition as a rising global destination.
By the late 1990s, Dubai was already gaining international attention, but its leaders were determined to push the city even further onto the global stage. They understood that simply being a trading hub was not enough. Dubai needed something more, something that would make the world stop and look. That vision led to some of the most ambitious construction projects ever attempted. Instead of building ordinary resorts or residential areas, Dubai began creating developments that had never been seen before. The goal was simple but powerful: build attractions so unique that people from every part of the world would want to visit. One of the most famous examples of this ambition was the construction of the Burj Al Arab, completed in 1999. Built on an artificial island just off the coast, the hotel was designed to resemble the sail of a traditional Arabian dhow. Rising dramatically above the sea, the structure quickly became one of the most recognizable buildings in the world. Inside, the hotel represented a new level of luxury. Suites spread across 2 floors, extravagant interiors covered in gold, and some of the most exclusive services ever offered in hospitality. The Burj Al Arab soon earned a reputation as one of the most luxurious hotels on the planet. More importantly, the building achieved exactly what Dubai intended. Images of the iconic sail-shaped hotel appeared across magazines, television programs, and travel advertisements worldwide. Dubai was no longer just a fast-growing city in the desert. It was becoming a global symbol of bold architecture, ambition, and limitless imagination.
As the new millennium began, Dubai entered one of the most dramatic periods of growth in its history. The city was no longer focused only on trade and aviation. Its leaders wanted Dubai to become one of the most famous destinations on Earth. Tourism, real estate, finance, and entertainment all became central parts of the city's long-term strategy. Massive development projects began appearing across the coastline and deep into the desert. Entire neighborhoods were planned from scratch, designed to attract investors and residents from around the world. Luxury apartments, beachfront villas, shopping centers, and world-class resorts were built at a pace that seemed almost impossible. One of the most revolutionary ideas introduced during this period was the construction of artificial islands. Instead of expanding only on land, Dubai decided to expand into the sea. Engineers and architects began designing projects that would literally reshape the coastline of the Persian Gulf. The most famous of these developments became known as Palm Jumeirah. Viewed from above, the island was designed in the shape of a giant palm tree with a trunk, branches, and a surrounding crescent-shaped barrier. Millions of tons of sand and rock were used to create the structure, making it one of the largest engineering projects of its kind. Luxury hotels, private villas, and resorts soon filled the island. Celebrities, business leaders, and wealthy investors from around the world purchased properties there. Palm Jumeirah quickly became one of the most recognizable symbols of Dubai's ambition, a place where the city quite literally built new land in the ocean to expand its vision of the future.
While artificial islands and luxury resorts were transforming the coastline, another project was quietly taking shape in the heart of the city, one that would eventually redefine Dubai's skyline forever. The leaders of Dubai wanted to create a building unlike anything the world had ever seen. Not just another tall skyscraper, but a structure that would become a global symbol of ambition and engineering achievement. Construction began in 2004 on what was originally known as the Burj Dubai. From the beginning, secrecy surrounded the project. Developers revealed very little about its final height, fueling speculation across the world. Architects and engineers were attempting something incredibly difficult, building the tallest structure ever constructed by human hands. The design, created by the architectural firms Skidmore, Owings & Merrill, was inspired by geometric patterns found in Islamic architecture and desert flowers. The tower would rise in a spiraling form, allowing it to remain stable despite powerful desert winds at extreme heights. As the structure began climbing higher and higher into the sky, global attention intensified. With each passing month, the tower broke new records. It surpassed the height of the tallest buildings in Asia, then the tallest in North America, and eventually every structure ever built. When the building was finally completed in 2010, it reached an astonishing height of 828 meters. The tower was renamed Burj Khalifa in honor of Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the president of the United Arab Emirates. More than just a skyscraper, the Burj Khalifa became a powerful statement. Dubai had proven that it could achieve what many believed was impossible. As Dubai's skyline grew more dramatic, the city also began redefining what modern urban life could look like. Around the base of the Burj Khalifa, an entirely new district was developed, designed to become the vibrant center of the city. This area, known today as downtown Dubai, quickly became one of the most famous urban spaces in the Middle East. At the heart of this district stands the Dubai Mall, one of the largest shopping centers ever built. But the mall was designed to be much more than a place for shopping. Inside its enormous complex are hundreds of restaurants, luxury boutiques, entertainment areas, and attractions that draw millions of visitors each year. Among them is the Dubai Aquarium, a massive glass tank filled with thousands of marine animals, allowing visitors to walk through an underwater tunnel surrounded by sharks and rays.
Just outside the mall lies another of Dubai's iconic attractions, the Dubai Fountain. Stretching across the Burj Lake, this massive fountain system sends jets of water dancing into the air, perfectly synchronized with music and lights. At night, crowds gather around the waterfront to watch the performance as water rises more than 150 meters into the sky. These developments were carefully designed to turn Dubai into more than just a business center. The city wanted to create experiences that people from all over the world would travel to see. By combining architecture, entertainment, and luxury in one place, Dubai was building an identity as a global destination where spectacle, innovation, and lifestyle merged into a single extraordinary environment. As Dubai's reputation continued to grow, the city became increasingly known for pushing the boundaries of luxury. Hotels, restaurants, and entertainment venues competed to offer experiences that could not be found anywhere else in the world. In Dubai, luxury was not just an option, it became part of the city's identity. One of the most striking examples of this philosophy can be found in the city's hospitality industry. Dubai is home to some of the most extravagant hotels ever built. From suites larger than many homes, to private beaches, underwater restaurants, and even indoor ski slopes inside shopping malls, the city constantly seeks to surprise its visitors. Perhaps one of the most unusual attractions is Ski Dubai, located inside the Mall of the Emirates. In the middle of the desert, where summer temperatures can reach extreme levels, visitors can step into a massive indoor winter environment. Inside, there are ski slopes, snowboarding areas, and even penguins that live in carefully controlled habitats. These kinds of attractions highlight the contrast that defines Dubai. Outside, the desert heat dominates the landscape. Inside, technology creates entirely different environments. Luxury shopping also plays a major role in the city's culture. Dubai has become one of the world's leading destinations for high-end retail. Global brands open flagship stores there, attracting shoppers from Europe, Asia, and Africa. In many ways, Dubai transformed luxury into a form of entertainment, something visitors could experience, photograph, and share with the world. Despite its image of wealth and futuristic development, Dubai is also a city built by people from all over the world. In fact, the majority of the population is made up of expatriates who moved there in search of opportunity. Engineers, construction workers, entrepreneurs, chefs, pilots, designers, and professionals from hundreds of nationalities now call the city home. This diverse population helped transform Dubai into one of the most international cities on the planet. Walking through its streets, it is common to hear dozens of languages spoken in a single day. Restaurants offer cuisines from nearly every corner of the world, from traditional Middle Eastern dishes to food from India, Europe, Southeast Asia, and beyond. Much of the rapid development that reshaped Dubai's skyline was made possible by migrant labor. Workers from countries such as India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and the Philippines played a crucial role in constructing the city's roads, towers, ports, and hotels. Their work helped turn ambitious architectural plans into reality. At the same time, Dubai's leadership focused on creating a business-friendly environment that attracted international companies. Financial institutions, technology firms, media organizations, and logistics companies established regional headquarters in the city. The result was a unique blend of cultures and industries. Dubai became not only a tourist destination, but also a global center for commerce, aviation, and finance. In a relatively short period of time, a small desert settlement evolved into a cosmopolitan metropolis where people from nearly every part of the world come together to live, work, and build new opportunities.
As Dubai continued to grow, the city also began investing heavily in innovation and future technologies. Leaders understood that staying relevant in the global economy would require more than impressive buildings and luxury tourism. Dubai wanted to position itself as a city of the future, a place where new ideas could be tested and ambitious technological projects could take shape. One of the most visible examples of this vision is the Museum of the Future. Unlike traditional museums that focus on the past, this building explores what the world might look like in the coming decades. Its striking design, shaped like a massive oval ring covered in Arabic calligraphy, immediately became one of the most recognizable architectural landmarks in the city. Inside, the museum presents interactive experiences about space exploration, artificial intelligence, robotics, and the future of human civilization. Visitors are invited to imagine how technology might transform daily life, transportation, healthcare, and even the way cities are built.
Dubai has also experimented with new approaches to transportation. The Dubai Metro, a fully automated rail system, connects major districts of the city and helps reduce traffic congestion. Plans for flying taxis, autonomous vehicles, and advanced urban mobility have also been explored as part of the city's long-term development strategy. These initiatives reflect a broader ambition. Dubai does not only want to be known for what it has already built. The city aims to shape what comes next. In many ways, Dubai is attempting something rare, reinventing itself again, this time as a laboratory for the future.
Despite its remarkable achievements, Dubai's rapid rise has also attracted criticism and debate. For some observers, the city represents a bold example of human ambition and creativity. For others, it raises important questions about sustainability, labor conditions, and the long-term challenges of building a mega city in the middle of a desert. One of the most frequently discussed issues involves the environmental impact of Dubai's growth. Constructing artificial islands, maintaining enormous air-conditioned buildings, and supporting millions of residents in an arid climate requires vast amounts of energy and water. Desalination plants provide much of the city's drinking water by converting seawater into fresh water, but the process consumes significant energy. Critics also point to the intense pace of construction that fueled Dubai's expansion. Over just a few decades, the skyline transformed from low buildings into one of the most recognizable urban landscapes on Earth. While this growth created enormous economic opportunities, it also placed pressure on infrastructure and resources. Another topic often discussed internationally concerns the working conditions of migrant laborers who helped build the city. These workers played a crucial role in constructing many of Dubai's most famous landmarks, yet their experiences have sometimes been the subject of global scrutiny and reform efforts. Dubai's leaders have acknowledged some of these challenges and introduced policies aimed at improving labor protections and promoting more sustainable development. Like many rapidly growing global cities, Dubai continues to evolve. Its success story is impressive, but it is also complex, shaped by both extraordinary ambition and the ongoing effort to address the responsibilities that come with such rapid transformation.
Today, Dubai stands as one of the most recognizable cities in the world. What was once a small desert settlement has become a global hub for tourism, aviation, finance, and international business. Every year, millions of visitors arrive from every corner of the planet, drawn by the city's unique blend of luxury, innovation, and cultural diversity. Dubai International Airport is now one of the busiest airports on Earth for international travel. Its location between Europe, Asia, and Africa makes it a perfect connection point for global flights. Passengers traveling between continents often pass through Dubai, turning the city into a crossroads of cultures and nationalities. Tourism has also become one of the most important pillars of Dubai's economy. Visitors come to experience the city's famous attractions, from the towering Burj Khalifa to the vast Dubai Mall, the artificial islands of Palm Jumeirah, and the golden deserts that stretch beyond the skyline. Luxury resorts, desert safaris, shopping festivals, and world-class events attract travelers throughout the year. At the same time, Dubai has positioned itself as a center for global business. International companies use the city as a gateway to markets across the Middle East, Africa, and South Asia. Financial institutions, technology firms, and media companies have established regional headquarters there, strengthening Dubai's role in the global economy. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of Dubai is the speed at which all of this happened. In only a few decades, the city transformed itself into a place where ambition, architecture, commerce, and culture intersect in one of the most dynamic urban environments on Earth.